event for all the youth here. Bruce Cull did a great job getting this thing prepared, and the community, last night when we were at dinner, the community was just so welcoming to all the different countries, and there's a tremendous amount of countries here this week as well.
Yep, we have 50 countries, or more than 50 countries. We have 480 archers. And you're right, everybody, when we go in the city, you see welcome archers, welcome archery. So they're welcoming us. We feel very much at home, and wherever you go, people ask, hey guys, you are from archery? Yes, thank you for coming. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are not used to this, and we really appreciate, and as you say, the organizers, Bruce Cull and his team from NFAA and the NFAA Foundation have done an amazing job. All archers feel really good, and some of them that have been in 2 World Championships before have said that so far this is the smoothest and the better they have been.
Yep. All the juniors that I've talked to have said the exact same thing. They've all said this was just so easy for them to get around and have their meals and be able to compete. You can hear a real warm welcome for the home team, the USA women's. They came in this ranked #1, and what's great about it is because of the new system that we have with the ranking round and the importance of the ranking round, we've seen that there's a lot more top ranking round people going against one another in the finals. So we've got #1 USA from a ranking point of view going against #2 Mexico in this first cadet women's team match.
Yeah, well, it's good to see they finish in this order in the ranking round, and then they join and they meet in the finals here in Yankton. As you can see, the organizers make a good effort to make it look like where we are. We have the teepees from the Indians.
Absolutely.
We have Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore in the background. We've got some cowboys. We've got some covered wagons.
Yes.
And we've got some alfalfa hay bales that are pretty native. You know, they do a lot of alfalfa farming here in this area, so this should be a great match.
Okay. We can see it's a good crowd here coming. They are enjoying it. We have archers and local community watching the match.
Yep, absolutely. Great 10. We've got a lot of experience behind that USA team right there. With you can see Braden is there with the U.S. team. So we've got a full crowd, and if we get an overhead view today of this field, what you'll see is the bales are actually lined up to look like the fletching of an arrow.
Yep.
So we've got a 10-10-7 right there to start with the first end. The Mexico archery has really came a long way in the last several years. There's been a lot of support on the Mexican team down there. They've got some great programs and some great people that are behind their organization and behind their archery shops. And, well, probably over the last decade or maybe even a little more, they've made a tremendous growth in their archers, and they've developed some unbelievable shooters over the years.
I think 15 or 20 years ago, they started what they call las Olimpiadas Escolares, the School Olympic, which is a competition with different sports. And archery was included there, when they join once a year and they make a competition between schools and regions. And this has grown the sport a lot, because we have many states where they get support from the states to get coaches, to get equipment, to build facilities, and have many kids shooting. Sometimes the Olimpiadas Escolares, you have 500 or 600 archers shooting, and trying to get this goal. So this is paying off now. They have many archers, young archers, well prepared, well trained in recurve and compound. And we were commenting the other day, you have been commenting recurve matches all the time, but now the first time you have your part, the compound.
Absolutely. This is nice because, to be honest with you, this is kind of my favorite. But it's the other day you and I were talking, and you know, you look at these archers right now and their technique, and they just have awesome form. Their alignment, just their whole setup has just come a long way over the years, and you know, I think we credit that a lot to their ability for, I mean, that's just picture perfect form right there. Obviously you're out here in a crowd, gold medal match, you're going to have a little bit of nerves, but they just have great posture, great alignment, and, you see a lot more consistency in the whole archery field. You look at archers, and 10 years ago there used to be, if you saw 10 different shooters, you'd probably see 6 different types of techniques, whereas now everybody's really able to get on board with what's been proven. There's two great arrows right there in the center. So
the U.S. is taking the lead, 55 points against 50, and that's the difference we saw in recurve. Though we use a set system, but here in compound we use the cumulative system, the cumulative scoring. So all arrows count, and we don't have sets, but we have series or ends.
Yep, exactly.
So after 6 arrows, the U.S. is leading by 5 points. In compound, this is quite a good advantage, a good lead.
Yep.
We have been seeing yesterday many matches that it was 1 or 2 points of difference between each of the ends.
Yeah, absolutely. And here, if you make a really bad shot, then your team, you've pretty much eliminated any possibility for your team to have any mistake at all. So it puts a lot of pressure on everybody. So it gets good to watch. And obviously for the compound here, our distance is a little bit closer. We're at 50 meters. The different styles and different formats have different distances, but for compounds, the distance for World Archery is 50 meters.
Correct. You can see the team is composed by 3 archers and the coach. And they take this break and this time to exchange information, look for any kind of tips they can give. But I can see they are quite worried. They are not talking too much and thinking a lot.
Yeah, 5 points with 2 ends left is quite a bit.
Scores are official on the board. USA 55, Mexico 50. Mexico is shooting first on target number 2.
But overall, the U.S. has had a tremendous showing this weekend in the compound and recurve as well. But you look down this list here at the finals, and you see USA in the first 3 matches, and then this afternoon, there's USA in there again 3 more times this afternoon. So
being at home, not having jet lag, knowing the food, it's helping. And of course, the level they have. The US is doing a great job with the program they have for the kids. And again, when you work with junior and youth and cadet, and you work for a while and a well-prepared program, after several years, you can see the result coming.
Yep, absolutely.
9.
It's kind of cool being right here, getting to see the arrows go all the way by, here in the commentating booth.
Yes, we are very close to the target. Let's say we are less than 10 meters, so we can see the arrows hitting and flying in front of us.
Yeah, it's a perfect day. That was a good group from the team. So obviously a little bit of time just to settle your nerves, but that's all part of being in a final, is you don't have that time. You have to be able to come out and do what you need to do, starting at the very first arrow. But Team USA is shooting great right here.
Another thing that many of these kids or future champion, but present talent, they are not used to this kind of setup, a final in a field of final with spectators, TV, the video wall, that they can see themselves there. So all this is a bit impressive for them as well. And this is something we in World Archery have been trying to get this kind of scenario for our youth World Championship, for our World Championship, for our World Cup, to get the artists ready for when they go to Olympic or they go to bigger shows even. And it's clear that it's an impact. It's not the same that shoot in your backyard or in your club facility, relax, that coming in the ranking round, that you have many artists there, and now you are in the stage, you are in the center of the attention.
Oh yeah, and this is what really makes it fun. And this is, back when I was getting in the finals, it was a lot different. You tried your best to stack some targets up around and put a 1, 2, and 3 on the targets for your podium, but you know, this is almost like coming out into an arena. You see this, you know, the live scoreboard or the live TV behind them, and you know, they've got obviously the crowd really close, and the crowd's all put together in one spot, and then just the presentation of looking down the field to your target and seeing the scoreboard and seeing your team there, and it's just a perfect setup.
Some of the archers say when they enter in the field of play, entering this arc, is like the gladiators coming to the circus.
Oh yeah, coming into your
coming
stadium.
to the fight, correct. Very close.
Yep,
could
here
be
we
even
go.
liner.
Yeah, they've got 2 more arrows to put in there to seal this deal here. She's been shooting really well. Seems super relaxed. You can see her being really patient with the release.
Yes.
Came out of that shot really nice, and obviously put it right in the center. So
Come on, Dahlia, you got this. 29 seconds.
got our anchor shot right here, and
You can see the teamwork, what they are giving advice, the time, the
Yep.
win. So the archers can talk during the competition, and coaches can give advice, which is something a bit different in other sport, that you cannot talk when they are competing. But in archery, we let the coaches talk, we let the archers talk, and it's a real teamwork. They help support each other and give tips.
Scoring has to say once that takes place.
yep. Unofficially 55-57 on that, so they were able to maintain that 5-point advantage after the first 2 ends.
Mexico took 2 points back, but it's still not enough to compensate the 5 they got in the lead in the first end.
Exactly. That was a rough way to start. So what do you enjoy most about this area of the U.S.? Because you've been to many different areas of the U.S., obviously, with like Atlanta with the games, and Salt Lake and Ogden, and you know, Vegas. You've been to the big Vegas shoot. So this is completely like a different land, isn't it?
It is. The U.S. is so huge, and they are so much different from the east to the west coast to the center of the country. What I'm more amazed here, first of all, is the geography. Everything is flat and huge.
Oh, yeah.
You have extension, you can drive hours and hours, and it's flat. But then suddenly, change, and you have a different landscape, and you have 4 or 5 hours driving the same, and suddenly change again. And
Yep.
what is interesting, we are in the border of 3 states, I think, 3 or 4 states. We are very close.
Yes.
And
Yep.
there's really the community support. That's the second part what I was surprised. How much everybody is so nice to come to a table. In Europe, we don't do this. We don't go to a table when people having dinner, say, hey guys, you're from archery, thank you for coming here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how open is the people here? I'm really surprised, and I get this community feeling that they appreciate, and they are not shy to come and tell you what they think.
Yeah, all the people have been so excited to congratulate us for coming to the country, and you know, my wife's from England, so every time we've gone out for breakfast in the morning, people have come up and said, thank you so much for coming to our country, and then they'll say, where are you from? And then she says, well, from Iowa, and they kind of look at her like, what?
You could have said, I'm from Japan.
Yeah, last night the same thing happened. People saw us with our World Archery shirts, and they came over and were thanking us, and you know, they asked me, well, where are you from?
9.
You got 2 9s. They're just kind of struggling to just settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're making really good shots. They're coming out of their shots nicely. And on a day where you're just a little bit calmer with your nerves, those arrows would be going in the center.
We have to keep in mind that they are cadets, which is 15, 16, 17 years old.
Yep.
For some of them, it's the first time they shoot in a field of final, the first time they have TV, the first time they have a crowd cheering to them. All this play a role inside.
Oh yeah.
inside.
Well, it always does. It doesn't really matter your age, but yeah, this is something that I really wish I would have done, was known about archery and, you know, like competition archery when I was younger, because this would have given me a lot to do instead of getting in the trouble that I got into. I could tell you, you know, I would have loved it. You can see here, Team USA is. The coach Braden's got them super settled down.
Yes.
You can hear the communication.
Yes, he was talking between them when the Mexican team was talking, giving clear instruction what attitude they should have. Brady, who has a lot of experience in this kind of matches, one of our top archers, the best in the world, and who knows how to manage the pressure and how to manage finals.
Yep.
By even winning them.
Yeah, we've got an amazing looking group down there for a team to put 3 arrows touching one another. You couldn't ask for a better target than that, especially in a gold final.
Yeah, we can see a nice view of the field.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view.
Yes. This bail, they really make a difference. We look.
Yeah, if we could get that overhead shot, you could see that they actually are set up to look like the fletchings of an arrow. So that's pretty cool. Yesterday, you got to set up a teepee with the chief, didn't you?
Yes, I was involved in building it. It was quite interesting. I saw it very much in movies.
Oh,
you
yeah.
see it everywhere, but you don't know how it's built. So some native Indians, expert of course on that, and were building, and I was helping them to put it together. Has some science behind.
Oh, yeah.
And I was asking questions, was interested in the answers, saying, no, we just put the first 3, the rest the woman does.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. The men make the wooden part, and they put the structure together, and then the women are the one putting the cover and make it the door, the entrance. But it's quite interesting how easy it is to do when you know it, and how nice it look in the field.
Yep. Got 2 10s. These guys you can tell they've dumped their nerves.
Yeah.
Now they're out there just having fun as a team, and I think they're going to be pretty darn tough to beat at this point.
Especially they are very consistent.
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
60 points to this end, and a final score for United States of America.
Congratulations to the U.S. team. Has been a
absolutely.
very good performance. They have not given any opportunity, any window for Mexico to come back.
Yeah,
Of course.
and number 3, you put a 60 up there, and you pretty much put the nail in the coffin. It's over with at that point.
Of course, congratulations to Mexico to make it to the final. And here we have the coach making photos. It's part of the role.
Absolutely. Got to get your...
No, it's we cannot put you in the camera. It's strange I have not done a selfie, the famous selfie, the 4 of them.
I know, yeah. I would have selfied it.
You are a fan of photos. You have many photos. You want to put all your important moments in photos. And watching yesterday your seminar that you shared your knowledge with other coaches and archers here, you mentioned how important it is to picture these good moments, to keep it always in front of you and see how good you are when you have been good, how successful, or what is the result when you make hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer in having all of my students document all their good times, regardless of whether it's at a huge event like this or even in practice, because if you're able to pull that up and look at it, it's self-assurance that what you're doing is, or what you're capable of doing. If you ever in a slump, it's kind of easy to pull out a phone and look at a whole bunch of images of things that you've done in the past that were positive, and then obviously it builds confidence instantly, and it's a constant reminder.
We were congratulating like the match was over, but was not over.
Oh.
The thing is that having done the set system, we are used that when people get so happy in 3 ends, they won it. Now we have still 1 more end to go.
Okay.
Of course, they celebrate because they did all 10, which is a good end. So they were so happy to make this 6 arrows in the 10. And having said that, it's very difficult that Mexico, with this lead, 11 points.
Yeah, it's not very often you get these kinds of conditions in a final to where you can really shoot at your true level. And there we go. Good finishing group there for Team Mexico. It's fun too for these juniors to come to these events, and they have a lot of fun on the field, but they have a lot of fun off the field when they're at the hotels, and you can see all the kids interacting, at the hotel or in the restaurants or in the hallways. And
it was a good idea from the organizer to have what is dinner and lunch in the center, in the hall, all together, and then have some fun activities, games, interaction.
Some different arcade games and darts and all kinds of different things for the kids to be able to to do. So
It's fun
absolutely.
to see competition of darts between them.
Oh yeah, people got super competitive over on the dartboard. That's, but in the end, that's pretty much archery, I guess.
I get it. When you are competitive, I think you are competitive in everything what you do in life, no?
Yep. Can't quite. We get 10-10-9 there on the U.S. for that last end. That was a
Nice shot.
super solid shot.
And we could perfectly hear the teammate telling you have time enough,
Yeah.
take it easy, don't
Yeah.
stress. It's good, this communication between archers.
Well, you have to have it too. I mean, you have to have it. There's times where you know that the person is holding longer than they know they should have, but you don't want them thinking about, am I going to be running out of time? So just that little bit of confirmation behind you at least lets you know that you can continue to commit through that shot and not try to rush it. Yeah, it's great looking shooting. You know, you look at some of these cadets right now, and if you were able to superimpose some of these cadets over the top of some of the best senior shooters in the world, you would see almost a mirror image. That's really cool to see as a coach.
Let's say compound, I've seen several years ago that they were a bit overdrawn in my point of view, and now I'm watching, I see they're really in the right extension, even a bit shorter instead of overdrawing.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot more, you see a lot more focus coming to the people using a back tension release, even at the beginning level. And, you know, there was a time not too long ago when a lot of people they weren't comfortable shooting a back tension release in the wind or in different conditions, and you can see right here, Team USA.
I think now's the time for the selfie.
Yeah, getting their gold medal. So congratulations to both teams, U.S. for obviously for the gold medal, and Mexico to get the silver. It's always great to be in the gold medal final because you know that you're going to at least get to go home with a medal too.
And you have experienced many matches. One of the frustrations for some archers, or for many archers, is you come to an event and you cannot get experience by shooting matches. Matches and ranking round is a completely different game.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even really feel. It feels like you're at, you know, just at a club shoot. Versus once you get into head-to-head matches, it's a whole different feeling. And every single one that you do,
you learn.
Oh yeah, every single one.
And to come here to finals and win the final, you have to learn how to shoot matches. Has nothing to do with how you shoot the ranking round. So we see the US team thanking the crowd, thanking the fan. This really look as a team, and that's what is important when you have not three good archers shooting together, but you have three archers working as one team. Here we see Mexico a bit disappointed, of course. They were expecting more, but US was a fair and clear winner. We have 228 against 217 points, and we will keep going with the next match. We will have a little break now to get to the next one,
which will be a great one. USA versus Great Britain in the men's team.
When I say little break, could be 30 seconds. It's not like yesterday that we have to wait for one match to another one.